The real estate realities of Brisbane. Why Brisbane exploded. Brisbane was once looked down upon by Sydney and Melbourne as a quiet, affordable river town. But over the last few years, the Queensland capital has transformed into one of the most competitive, fast-moving real estate markets in the world. With the upcoming 2032 Olympic Games on the horizon, interstate migration surging, and vacancy rates hitting historic lows, the ground rules for buying or renting here have completely changed. But behind the hype lies a complex web of infrastructure changes, construction bottlenecks, and massive affordability pressures. Whether you're looking to move here, buy your first home, or invest, you need to understand how this system actually functions. Today, we are breaking down the raw, unfiltered real estate realities of Brisbane. To understand Brisbane's current housing market, we have to look at the economic catalyst. For decades, the narrative was simple. Sell a cramped apartment in Sydney, move to Queensland, and buy a sprawling 4-bedroom house with a pool. That massive wave of interstate migration didn't just stop after the pandemic boom, it locked in. Brisbane offers a lifestyle balance, subtropical climate, a growing tech hub, and historically lower entry prices. But that demand ran directly into a brick wall: supply. Queensland's construction sector has faced challenges, from severe weather disruptions to soaring material costs and builder insolvencies. We simply aren't building houses fast enough for the number of people arriving every single week. When high demand meets virtually zero supply, prices do only one thing: they skyrocket. Part 2. The rental crisis and suburban divergence. If you think buying is tough, the rental market is where the reality truly bites. Vacancy rates across Greater Brisbane have consistently hovered under 1%, turning every single rental open house into a fierce competition. But Brisbane isn't a monolith. How the market treats you depends heavily on the rings of the city. In the inner ring, premium character homes and modern apartments in areas like New Farm or Paddington are seeing intense capital growth. This growth is being driven primarily by high-income earners looking for proximity to the CBD and lifestyle amenities. In the middle ring, family-friendly hubs like Carina, Wishart, and Chermside have become the ultimate battlegrounds. These suburbs sit in prime school catchments and offer direct transport links, making them the #1 target for young professional families. Meanwhile, the outer ring and satellite regions like Logan and Ipswich, which used to be the go-to pockets for affordable entry-level living, are experiencing their own massive gentrification and price spikes, squeezing out local first-time buyers. Navigating this market requires cold, hard math. You cannot rely on emotional guesswork when prices are moving this fast. You have to know exactly what your borrowing capacity looks like, factoring in current Australian interest rates, stamp duty, and the true cost of living. If you're trying to figure out if making the move to Brisbane or buying into a specific suburb is actually mathematically viable for your family, you need to run your own custom scenarios. Part 3. The Olympic factor and future outlook. You cannot talk about Brisbane real estate without talking about the 2032 Olympic Games. Historically, host cities experienced massive infrastructure injections in the decade leading up to the event. Brisbane is no exception. Projects like the Cross River Rail and Green Bridge networks are fundamentally reshaping how the city connects. Suburbs that once required a tedious commute are suddenly becoming highly connected transit hubs. But a word of warning to buyers: don't let Olympic fever blind you to the fundamentals. While infrastructure adds long-term value, buying an overpriced property purely because it's near a proposed stadium can be a risky gamble. Interest rates, local employment opportunities, and neighborhood zoning laws will always matter more than a 2-week sporting event. The reality is that Brisbane is evolving from a mid-tier city into a true international Tier 1 market. The days of cheap Brisbane property are firmly in the past, and adapting to this new baseline is the only way to succeed. Brisbane's property market is fast, competitive, and highly rewarding if you play the long game. What are your thoughts on the Brisbane market? Are you currently trying to buy or rent here, or are you looking at moving up? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to How Australia Works for more deep dives. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.